My mom pretended to support me, then secretly messaged my ex. But it wasn't him that broke me, it was my mom. It was a regular afternoon. I wasn't thinking about him. I wasn't missing him. I wasn't even angry anymore. He was just a name I'd muted from my memory. Then I saw the message. I've been talking to your mom. She told me you still think about me. My hands started shaking. My stomach flipped. I stared at the screen like it would change if I blinked long enough. I knew it wasn't a lie from him. It was her. My mom. She said that. The woman who held me while I cried over him. The woman who told me he didn't deserve me. The woman who helped me block him on everything. Who made pancakes at midnight when I couldn't sleep. Who swore I'd be okay without him. That woman. She told him I still thought about him. I felt like the ground under me cracked wide open. I wasn't sure if I wanted to scream or throw up or both. I just sat there, completely still, but inside I was unraveling. Why would she do that? My brain kept cycling through every reason, every scenario. Maybe it was a mistake. Maybe he lied. Maybe she was hacked. Maybe I was just tired and misreading it. But I knew the truth in my gut. She did it. She said that. She talked to him. And she didn't tell me. And not just that, she made it sound like I wanted him back. Like I was the one still hung up. After everything he put me through. After all the nights I questioned my own worth because of him. After all the therapy sessions, all the journal entries, all the ways I tried to convince myself I was finally free. She opened the door behind my back. The same door she helped me slam shut. I wish I could say I was surprised. But there were signs. Little things. Things I brushed off. She once joked that maybe I'd overreacted when I broke up with him. That maybe he just didn't know how to communicate. She once said, half laughing, "You two were so cute together." Shame it ended. And when I first blocked him, she asked, "Don't you think that's a little harsh? What if he needs closure?" But I never thought she'd do this. I trusted her more than anyone. I told her things I couldn't even say out loud to myself. She knew how badly he messed with my head, how he'd turn everything around and make me feel crazy, how he'd disappear when I needed him, then reappear with just enough charm to keep me hooked. She saw what it did to me. She saw how small I became, and she held me through it all. That's the part that breaks me the most. She didn't just betray me. She pretended to be my shelter while she built a way back for him. And I can't stop thinking, why? Why would your own mother go behind your back like that? Why would she risk everything we were built just to give him another shot? Did she not believe me? Did she think I was being dramatic? Or did she miss the version of me that came with him, the girl who second-guessed herself, who leaned harder on her mom, who was easier to comfort? I don't know. And that not knowing? It's worse than the betrayal. It makes me feel like I don't even know who she is. Like everything I thought we had, every talk, every hug, every tear weighed more on me than it ever did on her. And now I can't trust any of it. I want to confront her. I want to scream at her and ask how she could do this to me. But I'm also scared, because if she admits it, if she says it out loud, then it's real. Then it's not just a crack, it's a break. And once something breaks like that, I don't know if it ever really goes back. I always thought the worst thing that could happen was losing him. Turns out, it was losing her. And I haven't even told her I know yet. I'm still sitting with this ache, this betrayal sitting heavy on my chest, and I'm trying to figure out what to do with it. Because it's not just about the message, it's what it means. It means she never fully let go of him. It means maybe she never really believed me. It means maybe the love I counted on wasn't unconditional. And the scariest part, if your mom can lie to you like that, who else can you really trust? I keep reading the message over and over. I've been talking to your mom. She told me you still think about me. And every time, it feels like a punch to the chest. Because I don't think about him. I think about what he did. I think about how long it took me to believe I was better without him. But him? No. And now, I'm stuck thinking about her. The one person I thought would never lie to me. And all I can think is, if she could do this, what else has she done? What else don't I know? Because this wasn't just a mistake. It was a choice. And I have no idea what comes next. We used to be that mother-daughter duo people envied. We'd bake banana bread at 10 p.m. just because. We'd watch those terrible dating shows and yell at the screen together. She knew every crush I'd ever had, every heartbreak, every dumb decision I was about to make before I even made it. She wasn't just my mom, she was my person. And Daniel? He was the first guy I ever fell in love with. I was 17. He was smart, confident, kinda charming in that broody, careful with his smile kind of way. At first, he made me feel like I mattered in a way no one else had. Like I was chosen, like I was the only one he saw in a crowded room, and I needed that back then. I really did. High school bled into college, and he stayed. Everyone else drifted off, but he was still there. At first, it felt like safety. Now I realize it was more like a cage dressed up as comfort. He didn't hit me. He didn't scream. It wasn't like that. It was the quiet kind of control. The way he'd ignore my texts just long enough to make me anxious. The way he'd say things like, "I guess you care more about your friends than me." The way he'd call me sensitive if I cried, or dramatic if I asked for reassurance. He had this way of making me question everything. My memory, my reactions, even my self-worth. And I kept trying to fix it. Fix him. Fix me. My mom saw the tears, the breakdowns. She held me when I felt like I was going crazy. She told me I deserved better. She even helped me write the breakup message because I couldn't find the words. She watched me sob into her sweater and said, "You're doing the right thing. You're stronger than you think." And for a while, I believed her. We blocked him, deleted the pictures, even made a list of all the reasons I left. I remember her saying, "Let's rip the band-aid fast." No peeking back. She was my backbone through it all. Or at least, I thought she was. Looking back now, I see the cracks. Little things that didn't sit right but felt harmless at the time. Like when she sighed and said, "He did love you. You know." Or when she asked if I missed the way he'd surprise me with coffee, or how he made me laugh when I was too stressed to speak. I thought she was just reminiscing, or maybe grieving in her own way. She loved him too through me. She was there through it all. Every tear, every doubt, every step I took to get away from him. And now, I don't know what any of that meant. Was she helping me heal, or was she just biding time, hoping I'd come to a different conclusion? Did she believe he was bad for me? Or did she think I was the one who overreacted? I used to replay the good moments with him. Now, I replay my mom's face when I cried to her, wondering if she really felt what I thought she did. Because now I know this. She talked to him, behind my back. And I'm starting to wonder if she ever really saw the damage he did, or if she just wanted her version of me back, the one who still needed saving. It started with something stupid. Instagram. I was scrolling late at night, half awake, and there he was suggested right at the top. Daniel. I'd blocked him. I knew I had. I triple-checked every platform after the breakup. Made sure there was no trace of him. So how was he showing up now? I clicked on the profile, and it wasn't just suggested, it was unblocked. My stomach dropped. That's when I remembered something. My mom and I shared an Apple ID for years. Photos, apps, even messages on the iPad. Something told me to check. I opened her iPad. My fingers were trembling so bad I could barely type. And there it was. Her messages to him. "I think she still misses you. She's just scared. You didn't do anything wrong. She's sensitive." I read them over and over, hoping I was hallucinating. That maybe she meant someone else. That maybe it was a prank, a draft, anything. But it was real. She'd been talking to him. Not just once, not just vaguely. She'd been feeding him hope, feeding him lies. I felt like I couldn't breathe. How long? How often? What else did she say? I didn't even finish reading everything. I couldn't. It was like pouring salt into a wound that hadn't even scabbed. The confusion was louder than the rage. Was she trying to fix us? Did she really think this was helping? Or was this some sick version of loyalty to him? I wanted to confront her right then. Shake her awake. Ask her how she could smile at me every day while stabbing me in the back like this. But I didn't. I closed the iPad, sat with the weight of it in my lap, and started watching her. Everything changed after that. Every conversation became a minefield. Every word felt like a trap. She mentioned his name casually once while we were making dinner. Remember that cafe you used to go to with Daniel? I saw it's closing down. I froze. She didn't notice. Another time she said, "You always push people away when they get too close." Maybe that's why things went the way they did. That's when the anger started boiling. It wasn't just a betrayal. It was a rewrite of the truth. A subtle, sneaky gaslight. Like I had imagined everything. Like I had been the problem all along. I brought it up to Tara. She's my best friend. The one who saw me at my worst post-breakup. The one who came over with chocolate and wine and sat in silence when I couldn't talk. I told her everything. The messages, the iPad, the weird comments. Her face didn't change. She just said, "Your mom isn't confused." She picked a side and, "It wasn't yours." And hearing that out loud, it shattered something. I think part of me was still hoping there was a good reason, some kind of explanation that made it all make sense. But Tara was right. My mom made a choice. I kept pretending I didn't know, kept showing up to dinner, kept laughing at her jokes, kept pretending everything was fine while silently dissecting every word she said, every compliment that sounded like a correction, every memory she brought up that used to make me smile, but now just made me sick. She once asked if I was dating anyone. I said no. She smiled. "I always thought you were happiest with Daniel. You had more light in your eyes back then." I wanted to scream. I wanted to cry. But all I did was nod and excuse myself and lock myself in my room, wondering how long she'd been lying to me, wondering if she ever really stopped rooting for him, or if she was just biding her time, waiting for me to circle back to the version of myself she liked better. The quieter one. The one who didn't push back. The one who needed her more. And that's when it hit me, this wasn't about him. This was about her. About control. About comfort. About wanting me to be the girl who still needed saving. She didn't want me to move on. She wanted me to stay broken just enough to keep needing her. And Daniel? He was just a tool. She wasn't confused. She was deliberate. And now that I knew, I couldn't unknow it. Everything was different. And I couldn't keep pretending. Something had to break. And it would, soon. I planned it. Not in some dramatic, movie scene kind of way. Just quietly, deliberately. I acted like I was just thinking out loud. Just musing. "Do you think it's ever possible to go back to someone if enough time has passed?" She perked up instantly. "Like Daniel?" I nodded, kept my face blank. "He made mistakes, sure," she said. "But don't we all?" It was like watching a trap spring shut. Except this time, I was the one pulling the rope. I kept it going, slipped in little mentions of him, told her I'd been dreaming about him, wondered if maybe I was too emotional back then. Maybe I gave up too fast. She encouraged it. Every word. "You've grown so much. Maybe you'd be better together now. I never thought he was that bad. He loved you." I could see it. I kept nodding, smiling, playing along while my stomach churned. And then I dropped the line. "He showed me the messages from you." Everything stopped. Her face went white. Her mouth opened slightly, then closed. She looked down, then back up at me. "What are you talking about?" I just stared at her. "Don't lie to me." "Not again." Silence. Then she snapped. "I just thought you made a mistake. He was good for you. You were happy with him. Before you became like this. Like this." I didn't even have to ask what she meant. Independent. Clear-headed. Not leaning on her every 5 seconds. I could feel the tears burning behind my eyes, but I didn't let them fall. "Not yet." "You told him I missed him, that I was scared, that he didn't do anything wrong." She crossed her arms. "You always twist things. I was trying to help. You were miserable. I wanted you to stop pushing people away. You lied to me. I was protecting you from yourself." That's when I broke. You don't get to decide what I need protecting from. You don't get to rewrite what happened. You watched me fall apart, and you chose him. She looked like she wanted to yell, or cry, or both, but she didn't. She just shook her head. You've changed since the breakup. I don't even recognize you. And there it was. The truth behind everything. She missed the old me. The version that cried into her lap, the version that clung to her, the version that second-guessed everything. I stood up. I couldn't sit in that room with her any longer. You don't have to recognize me, but you do have to respect me. And you don't. She followed me to the door. Where are you going? Away from you. Don't be dramatic. We're just talking. No, you're gaslighting me. You're betraying me. And you're still trying to make it about how I'm too emotional, too dramatic, too everything. She didn't try to stop me. She just stood there, arms crossed, mouth tight. And I walked out of the room, of the house, of the version of our relationship that I could never go back to. I cried the whole drive to Tara's. Ugly, loud crying. The kind that leaves your throat raw. Because it wasn't just a betrayal. It was the knowing, the seeing, the part where the fog lifted and everything was different. She wasn't who I thought she was. And maybe she never had been. But now, I saw her clearly. And I wasn't going to unsee it just to make things easier. She chose him. So I chose me. Tara didn't ask questions when I showed up. She just opened the door and pulled me into the kind of hug that makes you fall apart. I stayed on her couch that night. And the next. Then a week. Then 2. We never said the word move. But I did. Every morning, I'd wake up and expect a message. A missed call. Some sort of apology. Nothing came. Just silence. Sometimes, silence screams louder than anything. And yet, I missed her. I missed my mom in the same way you miss air after a punch to the stomach. Like your body remembers needing something that your brain knows could kill you. It was the weirdest grief. Not like losing someone to death, but to choice. To their own decision to step away from you. She didn't chase me, didn't fight for me, didn't even ask if I was okay. And I kept waiting. I shouldn't have. Daniel messaged again about a month later. Just a hey, I heard you moved out. I blocked him without even replying. But I didn't feel strong doing it. I felt tired. Like I'd spent all my energy trying to protect myself from people who were supposed to protect me. A week after that, he called me. New number, different area code. I answered without thinking. Your mom told me you were just being stubborn. That you always push away the people who love you. And that was it. I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I just hung up. Then I blocked the number and stood in the shower for an hour. Not because I was sad, because I was exhausted. They both wanted the same thing. Control. Maybe it looked different. Maybe it wore different masks, love, concern, help. But underneath, it was always about keeping me small. I wrote a letter to my mom, not to send, just to get it out. It started with, you hurt me more than anyone ever has. And it ended with, I hope you find peace in the version of me you imagined, because the real me deserved better. I folded it up and tucked it into the back of my journal. Some nights, I missed her voice so much it physically ached. I'd hear a song we used to sing in the car or pass by the grocery store where we'd shop together, and my throat would close up. Other days, I felt a weird kind of clarity, like I could finally see how unhealthy our dynamic was. How I'd been raised to confuse closeness with control. Therapy helped. A lot. 81st. I just cried through every session. Then slowly, I started talking. Then remembering. Then seeing. The way she guilt-tripped me into decisions. The way she framed her control as care. The way she needed me to need her or else she pulled away. And I started healing. Not in a dramatic, overnight kind of way. Just little shifts. Sleeping through the night, making myself breakfast, laughing again. Not because I should, but because something was actually funny. I started journaling more, started writing down what I actually wanted without editing myself, for someone else's approval, and slowly, I came back to myself. She stayed quiet, even on my birthday, even on hers, even on the anniversary of my dad's death, something we always got through together. That silence, it said everything. She didn't want the real me. Just the one she could shape, And once she couldn't do that anymore, she let me go, which was ironic, because for so long, I thought I was the one doing the leaving. Turns out, she'd been preparing to leave me the moment I stopped needing her to feel okay. And now, I'm not okay every day, but I'm real. And that's more than I ever had when I was trying to be her version of me. Daniel faded into a memory. Some days I forget we ever dated. Other days, I remember a flash of something, a fight, a look, a hollow apology, and I feel proud I got out. And I wonder if my mom still talks to him, if they still play their little game of rewriting who I was. But I don't reach out. Because this version of me, she doesn't beg for love. She builds it herself. And that's the only kind that lasts. What do you do when the person who raised you is the one who breaks you? Not in some explosive, obvious way, but in slow, quiet ways. With choices, with lies, with silence that should have been comfort. I used to think love looked like sacrifice, like always being there, even when it hurt, like loyalty no matter the cost. But that's not love. That's fear disguised as devotion. My mom taught me a lot of things. How to bake, how to clean a scraped knee, how to be polite. But she also taught me something I had to unlearn. That being loved meant being controlled. It doesn't. Love isn't conditional on who you used to be. It doesn't vanish when you grow. It doesn't manipulate you into going backwards. I know that now, and I wouldn't have learned it if she hadn't betrayed me. There's a strange gift in heartbreak, in betrayal. It forces you to look at yourself without the noise, without the stories people told you about who you are. It forces you to ask, who am I, when no one's writing the script for me? I found my answer in small moments, in boundaries I didn't back down from, in quiet mornings where I didn't feel scared to take up space, in people who loved me without asking me to shrink, and most of all in myself. I used to think forgiveness was about letting someone back in. Now I know it's about letting yourself move forward. Even if they never say sorry, even if they never understand what they did. I'm not closed off to forgiving her one day. Truly, I still love her. That kind of bond doesn't vanish. But love and closeness are not the same thing. Forgiveness doesn't mean returning to the fire. It just means choosing not to carry the smoke. I'll never get the apology I wanted, the tearful admission, the understanding. And that's okay. Because healing isn't about getting what you need from them. It's about giving yourself what you never got. She didn't support me. She supported the version of me she could manage, and I'm done being manageable. So if you're reading this, and you've been hurt by someone who should have loved you better, someone who said they were helping but were only holding you down, I want you to know this. You're not too much. You're not dramatic. You're not wrong for growing past who you were. The right people won't be scared of your change. The right people won't betray you just to keep their version of you alive. And if the people who raised you couldn't love you without strings, that's not your fault. That's not your weight to carry. Let it go. You can love them. You can even miss them. But you don't owe them your peace. You owe that to yourself. I used to believe love meant standing by someone no matter what. Now I know it means standing by yourself even when no one else will. If you've ever been betrayed by someone you trusted, especially a parent, I want you to know you're not alone. Drop your story in the comments. Even if it's just one line. Even if you're still figuring it out. Let's make this a safe place for people who were hurt by the ones who were supposed to protect them. And if this story hit home for you, subscribe to the channel, because I've got more real, raw stories coming, the kind that don't sugarcoat the truth. We heal louder together.